Well, Thomas Partey Snubs, huge tempting offer that was offered to him, and looks like he has some different plans all over together as far as his next destination is really concerned. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Chelsea have gone ahead to submit in a second bid for Romelu Lukaku. Not Chelsea, Inter Milan have gone ahead to submit into their second bid to sign Romelu Lukaku from Chelsea, to set it that they really get him on a permanent. And lastly, it's Victor Roque, a here we go confirmed today, and his agent has gone ahead to speak out on two English teams that we are interested into the player or the Brazilian star, but they snubbed all that and said we are not going to see ourselves really going that side. We are only going to go to the Catalonia side. Let's see close to 400 likes smash on this video. Rokani David or RD is my name, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a day. We want to hit, by the way, how many subscribers? We want to hit what's the mark? We want to hit 20,000 subscribers, not so? And we know by the end of this month this can be done. And today is the 13th, meaning that we are left with 18 days to go, and we can make this happen because you guys have shown us that you are really ready to take us to that milestone in there for you. Now, Thomas Partey is one of those players that has been in the news concerning his departure. And to start it off, because we have Ryan Taylor Sports via the Give Me Sport and Fabrizio Romano, and they're all hinting onto Thomas Partey. And Ryan Taylor Sport has told us that Arsenal will sign another midfielder this summer. Arsenal will sell Thomas Partey Arsenal will sell Thomas Partey this window as they make way for a new midfielder. That's what Ryan Taylor Sport has gone ahead to let us know. But Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead and really told us the following: that Thomas Partey wants to remain in Europe amid his interest from Saudi Arabia. Let's see if Saudi Arabia clubs will be able to change his mind. As previously reported, it will also be important to persuade Arsenal because they want an important fee to let Partey go. Now, when you add the two stories of Ryan Taylor Sport and Fabrizio Romano concerning Thomas Partey, looks like Thomas Partey wants out of Arsenal. We all know that Thomas Partey is the one pushing for this move. Now, looks like even Arsenal aren't really ready to stand in the way of Thomas Partey. They feel like it's high time they let him go if at all he feels like he wants to go out of the club of Arsenal. And it looks like Arteta has gone ahead to really borrow one of the traits of his former boss, that is Mikel Arteta, sorry, that is Pep Guardiola at City, because however big you are a player at City and you say you want to go, City won't stop you from going. Even Ika Gundogan in the media, Pep Guardiola used to say, we want the player, but the moment the player said no to the contract they offered to him, it was all obvious that City were not going to go ahead and obviously lean and plead to him to stay to the club of Man City. They've not gone ahead to plead for any player because they know that that will really create divisions in the dressing room, that some player has more powers than the other. So when Jesus told them, I want to go, they let him go. When Sterling told them, I want to go, they let him go. When Zinchenko told them he wants to go, they let him go. Ika Gundogan, they let him go. And most of the players that they wanted to stay and they never wanted to stay, they told them that go. Look at Kun Aguero, go. Look at David Silva, I think had some more 2 seasons in him at City, but they told him, if you want to go, you've been a very good servant. They showed him the exit door. The same thing is being done to Cancelo. Trust me, no player at Man City plays better in that right back and left position more than João Cancelo. And if I told you to look at this new system that he has gone ahead to bring in, where he plays John Stones into the double pivot alongside Rodri, he would have gone ahead to fit into that system better than John Stones or Rico Lewis. But because Arteta fell fell out with João Cancelo, and João Cancelo said, let me go. He told him, go. And this time round, Man City don't want João Cancelo to be part of their preseason. So it shows you how hard it is to obviously stay at the club of Man City when you say you want to go. And the same tactic has been applied to Arsenal by Mikel Arteta on Thomas Partey, that if Thomas Partey wants to go, let him go. Even one of the most important players of them last season, Granit Xhaka, said he wanted to go, and the boss told him, it's okay, you can go, but we have to first really get this deal of Declan Rice over the line. So the same thing has been done to Thomas Partey. Partey is pushing to leave the club of Arsenal. And for that, there are interests coming in from Saudi Arabia and Juventus. Saudi Arabia has been rejected. Thomas Partey has told them, I still want to play around Europe. At the age of 30, I still feel like I have some good 3 seasons around Europe. And obviously, it looks like you are not my right destination right now. But as you know, the Saudis, they don't give up. They'll keep knocking on the door of Thomas Partey, and they'll unsettle him, because where he wants to go to Juventus, Juventus have found themselves in a situation of not even being able to spend money to the levels of what Arsenal will want in for Thomas Partey. As you've seen that tweet of Fabrizio Romano ending in a statement that read, it will be important to persuade Arsenal because they want an important fee to let Thomas Partey go. So when you hear of an important fee, I think Arsenal bought him from Atletico Madrid between 45 to 50 million pounds. And right now, if a team offered them like 40 million pounds, I think they'll sell the player. They'll sell the player, as they believe with Kai Havertz, Jorginho, Declan Rice, El Nini, they have a lot of coverage in the midfield. Though, I've always come out and reiterated onto the Thomas Partey leaving Arsenal that I wouldn't like to see him leave Arsenal, because it's better you keep him for one more season, such the likes of Declan Rice gets used to the team, and when they are used, then you let him go. And him leaving weakens Arsenal. Why? If you're having Thomas Partey, he can also play as a box-to-box midfielder. You put him into that role of Granit Xhaka, he's a much more better player, because he used to play as a classic number 10 at the Ghanaian national team. There is a lot for him to offer, and I think playing him in the defensive pivot, he has really gone ahead to do that job better at Arsenal, but I think they miss a little bit of him in the second and final third of the pitch. But if Arteta has gone ahead to adapt to that style, that if at all Partey wants to go, obviously I'll let him go, then we wait and see whether the important offer will come in through. And Arsenal might play it hard, you know, and call in for a very hefty price onto the player. And putting a hefty price onto Thomas Partey obviously sends a message to the buyers that if you don't pay this amount of money, we are not selling Thomas Partey. And for Thomas Partey, he'll be told by the club that we want to respect your decision, but tell your suitors to meet our realistic asking price. You know, if at all they cannot meet it, we have nothing to do for you. You're going to stay at the club of Arsenal. That looks like is going to be the blocking factor that Arsenal is going to put up to really block this deal from happening of Thomas Partey. But it looks like Saudi Arabia has been snubbed by Thomas Partey. Partey has told them, no way coming to Saudi Arabia. But for Saudi Arabia, they'll keep knocking on the door and offering ridiculous money onto the side of Thomas Partey. Why? I've seen them pledge to Paul Pogba, and they're giving him a deal of 128 million pounds for 3 years, meaning that every week is going to be earning close to 1.2 million pounds. And I don't know whether, if at all Thomas Partey is given such a deal by the Saudi clubs, maybe he'll say no to it. And it might be a tactic of really negotiation and obviously trying to obviously ransom the Saudi clubs by telling them I've snubbed you because it sounds disrespectful and provocative to them if at all you tell them that you don't want to go to their side, yet you are 30 years of age and they're offering you some good money so they can even double or triple their offer of Thomas Partey, to it that they convince him to go out obviously and play for them. And one thing you would know why they're going to do everything to get Thomas Partey to Saudi Arabia is he turned from Christianity into Islam and he's a Muslim right now, and they might need him to be playing that side. And he has been playing the Premier League. Getting him that side will obviously help these players. Will help their league to get more viewership, especially in Africa, Ghana, where he's really born and bred. And obviously has been playing for Arsenal, a team that has close to 600 followers in the world, meaning that at least out of those, even if they get like 6-7 million followers that can really start watching the league because of Thomas Partey, that will be something great for the Saudi side. But even Juventus is knocking on the door. We wait and see what is going to pan out. And I think Juventus missing out on Serge Milokovic-Savic is also going to really accelerate their interest in Thomas Partey, as he's the only midfielder that they're interested in signing, as Paul Ebile Pogba looks like he's going to find himself in a position of really quitting that side and obviously finding himself in a position of paying for his unavailability at that Turin side. So after that, let's go to the story of Chelsea. Now, there is a very big fact at Chelsea. The manager of Chelsea, that is Pochettino, in his presser, he really called upon the players Romelu Lukaku, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to return as soon as possible to the training ground of Chelsea. And he said that they are Chelsea players and he expects them to be at the club of Chelsea as soon as possible, especially on the 17th. And if at all you know, the 17th is really going to be, today is 14th, that means Monday is going to be the 17th, meaning that all players of Chelsea that took part in the international break are expected to be at Chelsea as soon as possible. Now, Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead and really told us what Chelsea are thinking for these two players. He said Chelsea have asked Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to return to training on July 17th, as they did with Romelu Lukaku. Chelsea are still pushing to sell Aubameyang to Saudi clubs, but the situation is not at final advanced stages yet. More to follow in the next days. Now, as Chelsea has gone ahead to set up their return date, guess what has happened today? Inter Milan has gotten to know that it wouldn't be good news to see to it that Romelu Lukaku finds himself in a situation of training with Chelsea, because if at all he happens to impress in those training sessions, then Pochettino will tell them, don't really let Romelu Lukaku back to Inter Milan. What has Inter Milan gone ahead to do? They've gone ahead to do the following. Fabrizio Romano confirmed with us that Inter have submitted second bid with 30 million euros to sign Romelu Lukaku. Chelsea and Inter will discuss in the next hours to make a decision about Lukaku's situation. He wants to continue in Europe. No chance. Sorry about that. No chance for Saudi move as of now. So, we are here waiting to see whether Chelsea is going to accept the 30 million euros of Romelu Lukaku. 30 million euros, by the way, it's some good amount of money for a player that really went ahead to flop at Chelsea, and at least they're not getting as 115 million euro lost, and that means Chelsea are really going to see themselves getting back 30 million euros from the 115 million euros they really found themselves buying him from Inter Milan. And remember, Chelsea first got like 30 million pounds, for Romelu Lukaku, as he signed on a permanent deal at Everton. Then Then they bought him back after United sold him to Inter Milan, and now they bought him back at 115 million euros. That's like at 98 million pounds. And now here we are when the player Romelu Lukaku is wanting to go back to Inter Milan, and he led them to the Champions League finale, though he denied them some good goals in the final that would have gone ahead to give them a lead, but is wanted by the manager. And who is the manager? The manager is Inzaghi. Lastly, let's talk about Victor Roque, who has gone ahead to be confirmed as a Barcelona player today. Officially, a statement has been put out by the website of Barcelona. And remember, 3 days back I brought you a story when Atletico Paranaense, the team where this jam has been playing at, came out and really told them that if at all they don't really submit in the documents signed in the next 24 hours, they are going to consider selling the player to either Manchester United, PSG, or Tottenham Hotspur. And this time round, Victor Roque's agent has gone ahead and really spoken out that I can confirm that English clubs tried to hijack Roque's deal. Tottenham and Man United sent important bids, way better than Barca, close to 100 million euros. Victor only wanted Barcelona. There was no chance to change his mind, told Color Podcast. I understand that United might have gone ahead to make a bid and Spurs would have gone ahead to make one, but you can't tell me that they made a bid of 100 million euros, because if for Rasmus Højlund United cannot make a bid of that much, then how come here tell us that they went ahead to do that? Tottenham Hotspur itself, they cannot buy a player for 100 million euros right now, right? So that is a lie, but I understand how the agents really conduct their job. It's like trying to overhype himself and show to it that they are committed to Barcelona. But you can tell me that a team of Atletico Paranaense will deny huge money for the player, and obviously they let the player go where he's wanting to play for less the amount of money that they are getting from other clubs. So that is obviously a complete lie, but that puts us in a situation that they wanted to show to it that the player wanted to go on and really play for Barcelona. So guys, your thoughts on Thomas Partey snubbing? Huge tempting offer from Saudi Arabia are welcome in the comment section below. And Romelu Lukaku bid submitted in by Inter Milan. And lastly, what do you make about Victor Roque's agent bragging, or giving his agent and his client and Barcelona bragging rights after claiming that United and Tottenham Hotspur were snubbed after putting in a bid of 100 million euros? Do you think that is realistic? All that into the comment section. I sign out for now. See you later as I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barak Rao Fiukum.